So today I'm going to teach you how to make a country style omelette. It's a very simple dish to make. It's only going to take one pan, and you can really take any kind of variation on what I'm going to show you here today and use your imagination and go crazy. So with any kind of omelette, you're going to obviously use eggs. I've got 6 eggs here. These are free range organic eggs that are soy free. And beyond that is where you can kind of use your imagination. I try and keep a balance of protein and vegetables and trying to get equal amounts of veggies and proteins into the dish. And what I've got here, I've got some bratwurst. These are artisan bratwurst that I've got from the farmer's market on the weekend. I've got some beech mushrooms, and I've got some spinach, which we're going to chop up. So you can use any kind of ingredients that you like to go with your eggs in the omelette. If you want to make a Spanish style one, you can use some chopped peppers and ground beef and onions. You can use some potatoes in the bottom. You can use whatever you've really got left over in your fridge. I like the one with potatoes and some chopped pancetta or prosciutto and mushrooms. That makes an absolutely awesome one. But this, I'd say, is probably my favorite. We've made it a bunch of times, and you guys are really going to love it. So to start off with, I'm going to preheat my oven. We're going to use the broiler. So we're just going to put it onto broil at 450. We are going to first start off the omelette on the stove in our skillet. This is a ceramic wok, but you can use any kind of cast iron skillet, anything that can go from the stove top into the oven. Make sure that it doesn't have a rubber handle or something like that, otherwise you're going to have serious issues. So first step that we're going to take care of here is to take our sausage meat out of the skins, and we're going to break that up in the pan. So we just give these a slice down the middle, and we just take them out. Essentially what we want to do is just to break these up in the pan so that we can get all of the meat evenly distributed along with the mushrooms and the spinach throughout the omelette. So I've broken up my bratwurst. This is actually cheese bratwurst, so I've never used cheese bratwurst before, so we're going to see how that works out in the pan. The cheese might stick a bit. I've normally used the regular bratwurst before. I've given my hands a wash, washed the cutting surfaces. I've preheated the pan now. I'm just going to put in a little bit of olive oil so it doesn't stick, and we're going to toss this in and get it nice and brown. So while the sausage is busy browning, I'm going to chop up the rest of my ingredients and then get my eggs all mixed up. So here we've got our spinach. I'm just going to give it a bit of a rough chop. So you kind of just take it together, roll it, kind of like you're making a cigar, and you just run your knife through it. Take all the other leaves that you didn't get the first time, roll up another one. Make sure you keep your fingers out the way. Now once you've got a rough chop, now you can go through and just rock your knife back and forth. Get it chopped up a little bit finer. Do it 2 or 3 times. And that's looking good. We'll just put that back in the bowl. So our beech mushrooms, we're going to leave them pretty much whole. We're just going to take this base off because that's a little bit chewy. And as we take the base off, it's actually just going to allow all of the mushrooms up top to break out. So you can use any kind of mushrooms that you like. You can use the white butter mushrooms, or shiitake mushrooms also work really good. So we're just going to put that to the side. We're going to throw those in next, and spinach last, and we'll start doing the eggs now. Okay, now it's time to get the eggs ready. We're just going to take our 6 eggs. We're using whole eggs here, and we're just going to crack 6 of them into the bowl. And then we're just going to use a fork. You can use an egg whisk. I just prefer using a fork to just break up the yolks and just beat this up. And then to make it extra creamy, I like using some heavy whipping cream. If you stay away from dairy, you can skip this step. You can also use a little bit of milk or half and half, maybe a tablespoon or two, and just whip that up. I'm going to add in a pinch of salt and add in a little bit of everyday seasoning, or you can use black pepper. And just whip it up some more. And that's all ready to go into the pan. First, we're going to check on our sausage and then add in the mushrooms and spinach and get that all nice and brown first. So our sausage is looking nice and brown. We'll give it another, it's been going for about 5 minutes. We'll give it another 2-3 minutes, and then we'll add in the mushrooms and let those cook for a couple of minutes, and then add in the spinach. Time to add our mushrooms in. Just going to throw those in and give it a quick stir, and then we let them brown for a couple of minutes. Mushrooms have browned a bit. Put in our spinach, give it another stir, and spinach is going to cook down quickly. Just a minute or two, and then we can add in our eggs. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to turn it down to a medium-low heat, and we're just going to get everything to a nice level in the middle of the pan, so that when we pour the egg batter in, the egg mixture, it covers everything evenly. Give the eggs one last stir, and then we just slowly pour it in to try and cover everything evenly and consistently. There we go. We're just going to leave that to cook for maybe 3-4 minutes. So after 3 or 4 minutes, it's ready to get put into the oven. I like adding a little bit of feta cheese on top. It gives it a nice creamy flavor. You can either leave off the cheese, or you can use any other kind of cheese that you want. I like feta the most, but blue cheese or cheddar or anything like that will work. You just want to spread it around. The egg at the top of the pan is still a little bit runny, so it's going to sink in. Whether it sinks or swims, it doesn't really matter. It's going to all get a little bit melted as we put it in under the broiler, and just spread it out so that everybody can get some, and we're ready to put it in the oven. So we're just going to make sure we take the silicone sleeve off here, and we are going to put it on the top rack in the oven, so it's just under the broiler. Okay, 5 minutes later, we're ready to take this guy out. You can tell when he's ready to come out, the edges start to puff up and they get a nice brown color. That's what you want to look for. Switch that off. And we're just going to give it a minute to cool down, and then we're going to take him out. So while you're on this busy cooling for a minute, you can get your cutting surface and your plates ready. We're going to take it out of the skillet and put it onto the cutting surface so we can cut it up. And our plates, you can see here, I've put a little bit of spinach and tomato on the plates, and presentation is really important. So now what you want to do is take a spatula or a long egg lifter like this, and you want to run it along the sides just so that it's easier to lift out. Once you've lifted it up all the way from the sides, I like to just take my skillet and give it a shake so that it's loosened up. Okay, we're going to transfer it to the cutting surface. We're just going to gently shake them out like so, and we're going to cut them up, put them on the plates. So these omelets work great for any meal of the day. We've made them for breakfast, lunch and dinner. We're having these for lunch. Can't wait to tuck into this. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed as much as I'm going to. This has been Gavin Stone from Authentic Human. You can catch me on authentic-human.com or follow me on Twitter @GavinStone, and I'll see you next time.